Now that week 2's finished and you've all done your labs, you've learned and seen a whole lot of new C syntax, and hopefully you've experimented with it. I'd like to go over it a bit more in a bit of detail so you can get on top of it during the break if you're still having troubles. And hopefully that'll also help encourage you to get started on your assignment, because it is pretty important that you do that before the that you make use of the break time, that you start the assignment before returning from the break in week 3. So let's, first of all, I'll just go to the lectures and we'll look at those points at the end that we didn't get up to, because that's good stuff to do. Though you'll have seen a lot of that already now, but let's just have a look. Scanning down to just bullet points, a bit bigger. Okay, here we go. All right, we started writing our own code, our own functions, that is, in our programs, and I was doing some very slow examples on the board using putty, which is a real pain. So now I'm at home using my own computer. I'm going to use xcode, which is something that comes with the Mac, and it's exactly the same as using putty, except there's less keystrokes and it's a bit more convenient. So don't worry if you don't have xcode at home, that's completely fine. But if you do, it saves you a bit of timing. So that'll hopefully will let us go a bit faster today. So I'll just start xcode. It looks like this with this hammer. Now it's started, and I'll say File, New Project, and what am I going to make? Script. That stuff is fancy. Command line utility. That's just a basic C thing. A standard tool. That is a command line tool written in C, which means just a standard program with a main, because command line means it's going to invoke something that's expecting a main function, and that's of course what we always talk about. Next, what's the project name? Well, let's call it week 2 functions. Let's finish it. And now it's popped up this window saying what do you want to do, and it's given me, it's already created a main.c for me. How nice. Thank you very much, xcode. Let's open that up over here. The nice thing about this is I can edit it and compile it at the same time without having to leave the window. So it's already stuck in the default things that it thinks I'm going to need. I'll just put in the, we only need to see this window, don't we? So I think if I double click, some way I can make it just show this one thing. Oh, I know, I have to double click on the file name. There we go. I get a nice little editor popping up here, and I'm just going to say sample C used in week 2 demo movie on functions. Background. Date is, what is the date today? The 20th. March. Right. Alright, oh look, how about that? It starts us off with a hello world. We don't need a hello world, but let's leave it in there because it's always a nice thing to say. Insert code here. No, I don't want to. Thank you very much. It's put in the return 0 for us already, but maybe we'll do that thing we did before. Just include stdlib. Gibberish. stdlib.h. And we can say return exit success. And let's build and go. That means it'll just compile the program for us and test that it works. It's going stdlib.h, message file, all directory. Oh yeah, I left the T out. Isn't that nice? It gives me nice error messages. Exit success is undefined. That's because it didn't find stdlib. Let's build it again. Now everything's happy. It's all good. And I should be able to open a window somehow. Console. Shows me the output. There it is. Here. Hello world, and it ran, printed hello world, and stopped. Okay, and I'll try to get them both on the screen at the same time. There we go. All right, now let's define our second function. We're going to have a function called, so hello world, how many days? And I'll write that function we did in class, which was converted days to seconds. So day means it's reading in a decimal number, stored in, called it days left. That. What with the indenting there? Oh, is it going to indent? I've either set it to indent by 3 or 4, and it'll work it all out for me. So it might re-indent for a while if I've really told it 3. Let's just do that. Yeah, I've told it 3, so whenever it gets a choice, it's going to make a meaning 3. Let's just go to that. Days left doesn't exist yet, so we better define it. Int days left. How many days? How many days till T1 is to you? Ain is due. Now it's gone off the edge of the screen. I hate that. You really do need to see right to the end of the line, or you're missing semicolons and crazy things like that. So it's read it in. Now we're going to convert that. Before I wrote magic conversion is here. Printf. So message. Message is you have 20 seconds left. It's funny, isn't it? Because hash defines don't replace words inside a string, but percent characters are replaced inside a string if you use a printf. This string is the string that's passed into the printf is called the format string, and these are regarded as special format characters. So far we've only seen %d and %%, but you can stick other format characters in that are replaced inside the string. That's more or less the only time that C wants to fool around with things inside a string. As you saw before, hash defines don't affect symbols inside the string, even if it's a symbol that's been hash defined to be something else. Alright, you have how many seconds left? And we'll say seconds left. Seconds left. Better define seconds left. Int seconds left. And we'd better somehow do the magic conversion. Well, let's try and compile it and check that it's unhappy. Actually, you might not be unhappy. The seconds left will have gibberish in it at the moment. If you look through the program, after it's declared up here, it's never initialized, so it'll still have gibberish in it, and then we print it out. So quite possibly it's going to print out the gibberish that's in it. So let's have 45. Yes, it is printing gibberish, and it's a negative number. How interesting. That is strange, isn't it? Okay, let's initialize it now. Let's do the actual magic conversion, and if you remember, we just simply said seconds left. Oh, sorry, seconds left equals days left times seconds day, and we just do a hash define up here. Hash define seconds day. Let's just say secs rather than seconds, because it is going to get quite long. We should be consistent. Use secs everywhere or seconds everywhere, so let's switch to this sort of one. Secs min secs sorry, mins hour. How many characters have I typed here? Our line should never be more than about 68 long. Telling me here I am at 68 already. As I type that in, you'll see up the top here. Can I highlight it? No, I can't. Whoop. See the 69? I'm 69 characters off, just a bit longer than I like to be. So let's break that to the next line. Backslash means just continue the line. And edit a bit. Spacing out. Alright, so secs per day, and that all should work, so let's now compile. Syntax error for the equals token. Seconds left. It doesn't like seconds left. Right? Not. Int seconds left. Alright, well, how are we going to debug this? We've got an error message. It says syntax error before the equals token. That's the equals token. Just before that is seconds left. That seems to be alright. What I was looking at then to see was, is that spelt the same as that? And it seems to be spelt. So now what I'm thinking is, okay, the error message doesn't always tell me really what's going on, but it does give me a clue sometimes as to where it's going on. And it's on this line, and I notice on this line has sex per day in it, and that's something I was just fooling with. So maybe I've got that wrong. Let's go up and have a look. And see, is sex per day wrong? Sex per min time min per hour times. Oh, hang on, I haven't defined the other ones. Okay, all right. So it's completely confused. It's that presumably I don't even know what it thinks that means. It's replacing sex per day with all of these things. These are all undefined, so I would have expected a different sort of message, somehow saying sex per min hasn't been defined or something like that. But it's probably, there's a good reason that's not happening, that if we sat down and thought about it a bit, we could work out. But rather than trying to work out the precise thing, we're pretty sure we found at least one error, so let's fix that up. Sex per min equals 60, well, we all know that. Oh, what have I done? Classic blunder number 2. I've put the equal sign in. That's what's confusing, eh? Hash define. What hash define means is whenever you see this, replace it with, well, the continuation character means ignore and just drop to the next line. Replace it with this. Now, if I had the equal symbol in there, it would be replacing this with this. Notice there's an equals at the beginning. So down here it would say seconds per day equals days left times, and then it would say equals sex per min, mins per hours per day. That's a syntax error. The equals token here that's talking about, in fact, isn't that one down there. The equals token is the one that I left in by mistake up here. It's a classic blunder with hash defines. Bad Richard for doing it. Okay, so hash define sex per min, hash define, but it happens all the time, so I'm not even going to be cross with myself. I'm just going to be relaxed and keep on going, because I'm going to expect I'm going to be generating millions and millions of mistakes, so I'm just going to be happy about it. Not sex per day, but hours per day is 24, and I better get them in the right increasing order so they're in sort of sensible order. So if you were looking through the list, you'd know where to find them. Though there's only 3 of these things, so of course you'd find them straight away. But good to have things sorted out nicely. Mins per hour, 60. That looks nice. Let's build it and go. Okay, it seems happy. Let's run it. Hello world, how many days till iron is due? Till T means task 9, task 1 is due. And let's say 45, and it says you have negative, whoa, what's gone wrong here? Seconds left. Did I not recompile? Let me just recompile in case I didn't actually recompile. 35. No. Crazy. That is quite a different number to before. And hang on, this is a familiar looking number. 64,800. I'm pretty sure that's a number of seconds in a day, isn't it? Maybe this number's just too big and it's overflowed. Let's run it again. Go. I wonder if I just said 1 day. No? Oh, actually, it's printing out the same number no matter which number I type in. So what's going on here? Now we see classic blunder number 2. I'm sure a lot of you saw that already and you've been shouting it and I just haven't been hearing you say it. I didn't put the ampersand sign in the scanf. Should I maybe put ampersands in the printf down here too? Ampersands seem to cause problems if you leave them out. No, never do that. The ampersand goes in the scanf, and like I said, I'm just so sorry that that's just black magic at the moment. I told you vaguely that means we're going to actually be changing the value of days left inside the function. We'll explain that in week 4. Suddenly it'll all become clear. So at the moment, just remember, for scanf, ampersand here, no other time, just for scanf. Here we go. We'll build and go. Here it runs, and now we'll type 1. There we are. Oh, that's interesting. So the 86400 and the 64800, they were like, there was a coincidence there. Who knows if it was a coincidence? I think that was a coincidence. Who knows? It's just a permutation of those digits, not the same. How about that? False coincidences leading us on a wrong trail. Luckily, we didn't try and think too hard about it and let that solve the problem. We thought of other things. Okay, so now everything's working now. Oh, by the way, what was the clue? Just to tell you some like debugging thinking. What was the clue that made me suddenly realise it might be the ampersand? Well, I was looking at the output over here, and I noticed the answer I got after I made the last change to the program was different to the answer we were getting before, but it was the same each time. 45 I enter in, I get that crazy number. 1 I enter in, I get that crazy number. So if it's the same answer each time, regardless of how many days are left, then somehow days left is being ignored. So it made me think I should look at days left and see if it's being updated properly, if I've spelt it correctly in various spots, to see that the change I'm making to days left when I type different numbers into scanf will get paid attention. And that's what made me look at days left. And looking at days left, that only occurs 3 times in the program, and the second time it occurred, I could see, aha, that didn't look right. Alright, so we've written our program and it seems to work. Let me just run it with 45 just to convince ourselves that it is working well, because I want to show you something more interesting. Alright, yes. Well, that looks bigger, doesn't it? A bit bigger. Two more digits, that's about right, and the first number's about half as big, so it's all looking pretty good. Now what I wanted to show you next was we could, if we wanted, we could create our own hash include file. Some people have been asking about that on the forum, so let me show you how to do it. We just take it. Why would we do it? Well, we haven't got much writing up the top here. There's no problem with having it here. It's nice to define constants in the same file where they're used, because then they're easy to find and fool around with while you're looking at the code in that file. But if you've got too many of them, or everything starts getting clouded, or they start getting in the way, then best to move them out to our own little separate place, unless we need to be staring at them all the time. I claim we don't really need to be staring at this all the time, because once we've checked that it's right, we probably don't need to keep looking at it. It's good to be able to look at it if we need to, but it doesn't have to be occupying this valuable real estate right at the top of the program. So we could cut it out of there, and I could make a new file called, what did I call this one? Main.c. So we can make a new file called main.h. So let's do that. Xcode, new file, a header file, please. Next. Make it in there, and we'll call it main.h. Same place as before. Read 2 functions. Finish. Let's make a new one for us. Main.h. And we'll stick into that this stuff here. Ta-da! Now, I've got a hash included, because I really did want it at the top of the file here. I just didn't want to see it, so hash include will stick it in, but not till compile time, so we'll never see it there. Hash include, you might think I have to type now main.h, but actually that's not right. These angle brackets here are telling the compiler to go and look in the system library, in a special spot where the system libraries are kept for special, C standard files that are shipped with the C compiler. But this isn't a C standard file. This is something I just made up myself, and it's not going to be over in some special library or some crazy directory like that. It's actually just sitting in the directory where I'm writing all my code. So if I wanted to search just in the directory where I'm currently working, which you typically do for the header files you write yourself, use quotes. It's very cryptic, isn't it? Weird syntax. There you go. Okay, so main.h. Probably, maybe I could even write a comment saying why I'm including it. Contains definition of sex per day. It contains other definitions, doesn't it? But they're really only there to support this one definition. And as far as this file is concerned, it only needs to see sex per day. Yeah, that's much clearer now. So let's build it and go. Did it all work? Seems to work. Let's run it again. 45, that was a number. We can check we're getting the same result. And it's the same result, so it looks good. Okay. So now we've written our header, we've made our own header file, and we've made our own header file, we've made our own thing that does a conversion. The next step now is I want to put it in a function by itself. I don't actually want all this intelligence here, not that there's much, but this intelligence, I don't want to be thinking about that when I'm looking at main. When I'm looking at main, I just want to think, what's this program doing? It's giving it seconds per day, it's reading some stuff in, converting it, and printing it out. I don't want to think about all the details. Don't bother me with the details. So whenever you want details and you want to get rid of the details, abstract them away, we say. Let me just copy that. I won't cut it at the moment. And I'll stick it in a separate file by itself. 2 advantages of that. One is it moves it away, and it puts it in a self-contained unit that does one job. So main is now doing one job, and this little sub-function is going to be doing one job, just like in a production line or a company or just about any collection of people working together. We tend to give people specific jobs, and they all do specific jobs, and they all fit together in some way. So one specific job to one function is very nice, and that'll just fit things together. So let me create the function. It's a function that's going to return an int. we're going to call it, say, seconds to days. Oh, no, it's the other way around, isn't it? Days to seconds. That's the name of the function. It takes in the number of days. What did I say? I called that days left. Let's start by doing that. Days left, takes in days left, and it returns an int, which will be the number of seconds left. Let's run the file, put the curly brackets in. Have to declare it up top too before we define it, because main's going to see it before it sees the definition, and it'll freak out unless it's already seen a declaration of it. So this declares that this function will exist, and here's what it looks like. Its type signature looks like. Okay. Now let's actually define what that function does, and it simply does what happened here. Seconds left equals that. We're going to define int seconds left. Oh, twice. It doesn't have to be in, some people have noticed have been putting the return thing in. Okay, so you're welcome to do that. It doesn't need to be there. Okay, and this is, I could write this comment. Converts days to seconds. But in a way that comment doesn't really tell us anything. So I'm going to leave it out. I think that's just a waste of time. I think the name. Alright, I better go because I'm just being called, so let's build and compile this. I'll just run the function now, so we'll say, how do we call it? Seconds left equals days to seconds, days left, print out seconds left. So the magic is now happening by saying seconds left that we're about to print out gets the value returned by this function. This function calls days to second, gets given the value days left, and is to return the value seconds left. And we'll see a bit more about that in a second. Let me just have we'll build it. Days left is undefined because I spelled it right, capitalised it right. That's fine. Verify. Good. Okay. Now, when we return after the break, I'm going to talk about the variable names and whether the seconds left defined up here has anything to do with the seconds left down here, and the days left talked about here. Is that the same as the days left here? What's the link between them? Okay. I'll see you then.